The actual opening of the building has got to be one of the greatest memories, because it was actually manic here.
And then on the day, it was really exciting. I stood outside the doors there and had the key in my hand and was the first person to turn it and enter the building. So as I entered the foyer then, it was just that big feeling of I was the first person with the members of the public and my family following in behind.
The first time I performed at the Millennium Centre was with the National Youth Choir of Wales. We'd rehearsed a brand new composition by Carl Jenkins to be sung at the opening, and we were standing right outside the front door as the key was put into the lock.
Some of our pupils wouldn't necessarily get the opportunity to visit a theatre full stop, but by having the workshops and the easy accessibility and school arranging it for them, they are able to see musicals, dance shows, participate in dance workshops with professional dancers, which again, for those who want to make a career in the theatre or in the dance world, they can actually see what they can achieve if they put their minds to it, and it's been a real benefit to some of those pupils.
Yeah, this belongs to all of us. It's not something that is separate for other people. It's all of us involved and all of us using it and all of us feeling like a big part of our hearts are invested here. So really positive.
Having performed there with the National Youth Choir of Wales, I then went on to rehearse there with a choir I sang with. I also got to perform with the Welsh National Youth Opera in their production of Candide, and also with the National Urdd production of Les Miserables in the Welsh language. I then also got to return with the professional production of Les Mis for the 25th anniversary.
I'm thinking now of my first visit to Cardiff, which was much more than 10 years ago, and I remember very well everyone was talking about a new huge cultural centre coming to life. I was very interested, of course. I already had friends here, and I remember I was giving the casque helmet and pretending I was one of those people who are important for the construction of this enormously important project.
A great memory, when I was working in Les Mis at the WMC, I was staying in Bryn Terfyl's flat in the centre of Cardiff. He very kindly let me stay there rent-free. And there was a picture of him on the wall, just with a hard hat in a building site. And when I asked him what it was, he said it was the WMC. So, and I was like amazed at the transformation in only a few years from what was essentially rubble to this extraordinary place. And I've kind of held that in my head for a very long time, you know, because it's an important symbol of Welsh talent and, you know, and grasping for the future. And I think it's a wonderful place to be.
I think the creation of the Millennium Centre has completely transformed Welsh National Opera's existence. We were kind of shoehorned into a rather small theatre called the New Theatre in the centre of Cardiff for the first 40 years, I suppose, of our existence. And so the ability to perform opera in a purpose-built opera house is quite a spectacular difference. And I think it's raised the standing of the company. I think it's drawn a lot of international attention to the company because people come here and see us in ideal circumstances.
We take absolutely everything to the Wales Millennium Centre if they'll have us. So apart from Sound of Music, Flash Dance, Grease, Priscilla Queen of the Desert, Ghost will be taking Bodyguard there, we're taking Jersey Boys there, so it's literally the first call that we make because, quite simply, I think it's one of the best dates in the country.
The Millennium Centre's had a great impact on my career because there's a good chance that my show Rhyddiaith wouldn't have been able to have the opportunity to develop as far as it had to become a complete show. And the support that we've had from the whole centre with that show has been incredible. Like, they've always been able to just answer any question that I have and always there to support and really help the show to kind of live within Wales as well, not just within the centre itself.
Being a Russian musician, a Russian conductor, I come from a relatively big city, St. Petersburg, with relatively big musical tradition, but I feel totally comfortable here. People who built this cultural center, this theater, they knew how to do it, and they built not only another theatre, but it has very much local and national symbolic power.